The reason we're out here is that there are protests taking place all across the world right now. The people in Abuja are being oppressed. Their right to stand up for Sheikh Zakzaky is being trampled on. So we, as the community of Chicago, want to show our support with the oppressed Sheikh Zakzaky, and we want to make sure that our brothers and sisters in Nigeria, especially in Abuja, understand that the world is standing with them. Doesn't matter what part of the world we're in. We could be in the city, we could be in Glen Ellen, we could be from the East Coast to the West Coast, but they need to know that we stand with them, and we know that President Muhammad Buhari is trying to trample on their right to stand up in the same way that we are. The government has tried to ban the Islamic movement of Nigeria as a terrorist organization, to which the Amnesty International stood up, and they said this was trampling their right to free speech, to their basic human rights. So what we're doing today is that we're exercising the right that we have in this country to stand up for the oppressed, to voice our opinion, to voice our free speech, to execute our right to free speech. And we are telling the government that, the government of Nigeria, that we will not...
Free Zakzaky!
Free Zakzaky!
Free Zakzaky!
Free Zakzaky!
Free Zakzaky!
Muhammad Buhari, you will see! Sheikh Zakzaky will be free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Brothers and sisters, Sheikh Zakzaky is a modern-day Husseini. Today, he has lost everything for the people of Nigeria. He stood up on the day of Al-Quds, lost his sons. Again, when they attacked him again, he lost more of his sons. Today, 6 of his sons have been martyred, standing up against an oppressive system. It's not just Buhari that he's standing up against. He's standing against the whole Zionist system. And inshallah, he will throw it on his head. Just the way Imam Hussein threw Yazid on his head. Today, Zakzaky is a... Free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free! Zakzaky!
Zakzaky!
Free! Zakzaky!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Zakzaky! I can't hear you, brothers and sisters, together! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Zakzaky!
Zakzaky! Zakzaky!
Muhammad Buhari, you will see!
Zakzaky will be free!
Muhammad Buhari, you will see!
Zakzaky will be free!
Muhammad Buhari, you will see!
Zakzaky will be free!
Muhammad Buhari, you will see!
Zakzaky will be free!
Sheikh Zakzaky has been in prison for the last 4 years. He's been in prison since 2015. For what reason? No one knows. No one else knows. The Kaduna State Prison, the federal state prison of the Court of Nigeria, has deemed the arrest, the imprisonment of Sheikh Zakzaky as illegal. For the last 4 years, this man has been in jail, and the government cannot justify their actions. This man has been in prison after his followers and his mosques were raided by the government of Nigeria, led by the military dictator Buhari. Sheikh Zakzaky has bullets lodged in his body. Sheikh Zakzaky has bullets in his brain. We're not kidding here. Sheikh Zakzaky is dying right before our eyes. For what? For doing the right thing. Sheikh Zakzaky is being targeted for being a humanitarian. Sheikh Zakzaky is being targeted for the benefit of the poor of Nigeria. Sheikh Zakzaky is being targeted for doing what all Husseini should do, which is fight against oppression. It is now time. It is now time key date. This Monday is a key date. Sheikh Zakzaky is going to be brought before the court for seeking urgent medical treatment in India. There will be a decision made. First of all, his imprisonment is illegal. Secondly, they have been seeking medical attention for Sheikh Zakzaky for quite a while now, and the government of Nigeria has been delaying it. Sheikh Zakzaky, because of the bullets lodged in his body, has enormous amount of cadmium and lead poisoning his body right before our eyes. And what does the government of Nigeria do? They delay. This hearing that happened today was supposed to take place 2 or 3 months ago, and they adjourned it. Why? Because the time is on their side. The time is on their side. The longer they delay, the weaker Sheikh Zakzaky gets. Sheikh Zakzaky, as you can see in the pictures that are available on the internet, what is going on is definitely for all to see. All pictures, all videos taken today will be sent to them so that Chicago can be registered as one of the cities that does care about Sheikh Zakzaky. Chicago is one of those cities that does understand its religious obligation for fighting against oppression. Chicago will register that if we too were alive 1400 years ago, we would also be on the battlefield of Karbala, not sleeping in Kufa. With that said, I'd like to introduce Maulana Mehboob Mehdi Abadi to speak before you all. Thank you so much, Maulana.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا ونبينا ومولانا أبي القاسم محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين، واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، فقد قال الله في كتابه الكريم: بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، ولا تركنوا إلى الذين ظلموا. Brothers and sisters, we are here to raise our voice against the injustice being done to a very great scholar, Sheikh Zakzaky. The government of Nigeria, why they are doing all this to him and his family and his followers? Sheikh Zakzaky, who has given all what he had in the way of Allah, in the way of humanity, to give the true message of Islam to the world. And this is why he is being targeted. What he has done: education for those people who seek education. He has given the message of Islam through Islam to people who really need it. He has helped so many people who were in need of help. He has given his children for the sake of Islam and for the sake of truth and justice and peace. Everything is going on there. This is injustice against him. And we are here only for this reason, to raise our voice in his support. Why? Because this is what Islam is teaching us as Muslims. We should always be against zalim, against the oppressors, and in the support of oppressed people. Sheikh Zakzaky is not a regular person. He is a scholar, a great scholar, Islamic scholar. And he has done so much good for the humanity there. He has millions of followers. But of course, his movement is not a political movement. But why he is being targeted, why he is being oppressed, why he is in jail? why he is in prison and why he is not receiving the treatment that he deserves. It is not political issue. So we ask our government here in the United States to pressurize the government of Nigeria to immediately release Sheikh Zakzaky and give him the cure that he needs. This is our demand as American citizens. We have the right to ask our government to do this for us and for the sake of truth and justice. This is not just a religious issue. It is not just Islamic issue. It is a humanitarian issue. It is issue of justice and peace. And that's why we are here. And I appreciate all those youth who have organized this protest. This is our responsibility. We have to do it. And this is just the beginning. We'll not keep silent until Sheikh Zakzaky is released, inshallah. Until Sheikh Zakzaky is free, inshallah. Not only him, many people are imprisoned with him for no reason. And we are with the oppressed people of Nigeria. And we are with Sheikh Zakzaky. And we'll keep raising our voice, doing the protest and whatever we can do on social media and anything that we have to support him. Inshallah, we'll continue to support. And thank you everyone for being here and for fulfilling your responsibility in this regard. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
And just to give you an idea, one of the things that Sheikh Zakzaky did, one of the first things that Sheikh Zakzaky did in the 70s when he founded the Islamic Mission of Nigeria was starting a soup kitchen in Zaria. The poor people of Zaria were fed for free by whom? Sheikh Zakzaky. Sheikh Zakzaky's humanitarian causes are one of the reasons why he is so popular in Nigeria. So many people are impressed by his personality that they want to understand the religion that has made him such a role model. With that said, I'd like to introduce our next speaker, Sister Sarah Joffrey of Chicago.
اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I want to start my speech with the saying of our holy prophet, peace be upon him. He said that one who hears the entreaty of a man, O Muslim, come for my help, and does not assist him is not a Muslim. We call ourselves Muslim. This is the time of testings. My dear brothers and sisters, we all know that we are here gathered together to raise our voices to protest against the illegal detention and the captivity of our leader, Sheikh Zakzaky. And not to mention, as a female, I have to emphasize on this thing, that he is there along with his wife, Mu'allima Lady Zina Zakzaky. She is with him along his journey. My dear brothers and sisters, this is our duty, this is our responsibility to come out here. Oh, well, we are not in front of the Nigerian embassy. Oh, well, we are not in huge number, but we are here. This is our responsibility as the followers of Ahlul Bayt, as a Shia, and at the most, as a human being. Because the cause of Sheikh Zakzaky is not about Shia, it's not about Sunni. He is a humanitarian. He is doing every single thing he could do to provide, to educate, to help the neglected people of Nigeria. He is the man, we should all know, he is a converted. He was not Shia born. He was converted to Shia Islam. How? Why? When he came to the city of Qom, he went there And when he learned the teachings of Ahlul Bayt, he came back to Nigeria after being an alim. And he sensed his responsibility that he has to go back to his people and spread the knowledge of Islam, the teachings of Islam. This is why, my dear brothers and sisters, he's being oppressed. Nigerian has been oppressed. We have known that a few years ago, only 13 people were murdered in France. Whole media, whole world, all the cameras, every single thing was there. People in Nigeria are being brutally killed every single day. Where are we? Where is the mainstream media? That's why we are here. We are doing our responsibility. My kids were asking me, Mom, why you're going there? This is not the main place. But I told them, listen, all the youth here, all the little kids here, do you remember the story of Prophet Ibrahim alayhi salam? When he was being catapulted in the fire, the blazing, scorching fire, there was a little bird and a little frog bringing the few drops of water in their beaks and in their mouth, and being asked what you are doing. You are going to be burned alive in that scorching fire. What they replied? That we fear God. In the day of judgment, at the day of judgment, we will be asked that there was a prophet of Allah, messenger of Allah, was being burned alive. What did you do? My dear brothers and sisters, are we less important? Are we of less value than that bird and that toad? We have to come here. We have to come out. Whatever we can do, we have to go back. My brother, dear and sisters, you have to keep in mind that Allah is testing us. Imam Mahdi is watching us. You don't think that you are here and nobody is watching you. No, Allah's help is with you. That's why you are out here today in this heat with this little kid. May Allah be with you, and may Allah be pleased with all of you that you have taken this time out of your weekend and come out here. Who is Sheikh Zakzaky? He is a humanitarian. And what is his crime? And what is the crime of his wife? What was the crime of his sons? He has sacrificed 6 sons. And his 2 daughters, Nusayba and Sohela, they are pleading for their parents. They are still protesting for their parents, along with over 12 million Nigerians. Could you believe that? 12 million Nigerians are out there every single day on the streets. And because of this leader, because of this pious man, because of this brave, strong, and courageous man, he had all the valor to stand up and come against who? The tyrant of this time. Who do you think Buhari is? I would say saying Muhammad in front of his name is an insult to this guy. This Muhammad is the name of peace. He is the sign, his character is the sign of the symbol of peace and tranquility. And what he is doing, he is delaying the release of Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife. Why? Just to show the world that he is the one? Do you think he is the one? Do you think he can oppress you? Do you think that he can say no to the release of Sheikh Zakzaky? He thinks he is the one? He has forgotten this thing, that one day he has to come and answer in front of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He has forgotten that thing. But alhamdulillah, we have not. We are here today. My dear brothers and sisters, the humanitarian cause of Sheikh Zakzaky is a huge cause. He is out there. Do you know what the latest update of his medical condition is? He is in such a pain that he hasn't been slept for over 10 days. As my brother Ali Hassan mentioned, that he has survived a stroke. He has bullets in his body. And Lady Zina, she is surviving with a bullet. She has a bullet in her body as well. My dear brothers and sisters, but still these personalities are a symbol of courage for us, are a symbol for us to get up no matter where you are, no matter how small or how big you are. no matter you are a man or a woman or a little kid or youth like you. My dear brothers and sisters, you know that this time is very critical. We demand the immediate release, the illegal release of Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife. My dear brothers and sisters, this is the time that we should understand and we should know what are his teachings, what are his contributions. He is the man that who stood up for the Nigerians when there was nobody standing up for them. You know why they're targeting Nigeria right now? We all know that the continent of Africa is blessed with so many minerals, so many mines, so many precious, valuable things that no other country has. My dear brothers and sisters, Nigeria, it is the 20th largest economical power in here that we are not aware of. Nigeria is called the elephant of Africa. There is mostly the half of the people are Muslims and half of the people are Christians. But my dear brothers and sisters, this 50% of Christians in Nigeria, mostly of them are standing alongside with Sheikh Zakzaky and his humanitarian cause. You know why? Because he stood up when nobody was standing for the people of Nigeria. What he did, he tried to empower them with the knowledge so they can differentiate between the darkness and light, so they can stand up for their rights, just like Imam Hussein did. My dear brothers and sisters, we don't have to be among the Tawabin. What were Tawabin? They knew that there is a person who is standing up against the Yazid of his time. Tawabin were the people who knew that who is Imam Hussein alayhi salam. He knew that there are people oppressed right close to us, but they acted late. We have to show to ourselves and to the world that we are not among the Tawabin. We are the people who are here now today to support Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife and demand the immediate release of their things, of them, these symbolic, iconic personalities. My dear brothers and sisters, as a woman, I want to emphasize that we should also talk about his wife. You know, his wife, Lady Zina, she stood up alongside him. She supported him for all of his life. She is the mother of 11 kids. She sacrificed 6 of his sons. She is the true character. She is the true symbol of the character of Lady Sayyida Zainab and Lady Fatima Zahra. Salawatullahi alayhim. You know what this lady did? Because of his support, because of her contributions, there is a larger portion in the current update. I got to know that this lady, she did not cry after the martyrdom of his 3 sons. And then again of his 3 sons. 6 sons altogether. You know what this lady did? This lady did not cry. Instead, she recited Quran by the bodies of his martyred sons all night long. And upon inquiring that why you are not crying, why you are not weeping, you lost your young sons, then she said with a smile that I have sacrificed my son and my everything in the name of Allah, because the blood, my sons were needed for the Islam. If I would have more, I would have sacrificed even more. This is the courage of this lady who's been detained alongside his husband, brutally, illegally detained, without any medical treatment. They have insisted upon this thing that will go on, especially the younger ones, the little youth that are here. Though you use social media every day, you will be questioned for this thing. But what did you do? Thank you for your patience and being out here. And I'm going to end this speech with the dua, with the prayers that, oh Allah, by the Almighty, by the sake of Imam Mahdi, أجلت على فرجها. Oh my Lord, oh my Allah, you know everything. You know better than us. But we are here praying and working for the immediate release of Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife, Lady Zina. And not just him, there are others still ulama detained in Bahrain. Don't forget Sheikh Isa Qasim. Don't forget Sheikh Suleiman in the Bahraini jails. May Allah be with you and may Allah help us all. Alhamdulillah.
Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Hey Buhari, you will see! Sheikh Zakzaky will be free! Hey Buhari, you will see!
Zakzaky will be free!
Hey Buhari, you will see!
Zakzaky will be free! Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
In the name of Allah, Assalamu alaikum.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله.
Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky. Who is he? A man that is known for his humanitarian assistance in Nigeria and the starter of the Islamic movement of Nigeria, or the IMN. A man that has unified the Christians and the Sunni Muslims and the Shias of Nigeria. A man who stood up against the tyrannical government of the Buhari regime, otherwise known as the Lion of Africa. Sheikh Zakzaky is in critical condition and is detained in an undisclosed location. He is in need of urgent medical attention. His health is deteriorating. He has toxins from the increased amount of lead in his blood. He has not slept for 10 days. He is blind in one eye and he is being mistreated in the most cruel way along with his wife. His quote-unquote crime is that he does not accept the Yazidi Buhari government. His crime is that he believes in standing up for the oppressed people. Nigerians, Muslims and Christians alike have been influenced by his work and his actions and follow his footsteps and leadership. Because of their belief and their opinions about the government, they are being massacred and killed on a daily basis. They peacefully protest for the release of their leader, as a high court in Nigeria has already commissioned his release. Yet, the Nigerian government is not following the orders. They lie and tell us that he is healthy and well, when that is not the case, as their will is to silence us. Brothers and sisters, this is an emergency situation. The oppressed people of Nigeria need us. Sheikh Zakzaky needs us. We cannot get busy in this world. Not now. Not when we are needed most. This is a test for us to see how much of Islam we actually practice. Are we Muslims of words or are we Muslims of action? Sheikh Zakzaky showed the world that he and his wife are Muslims of action. He has already sacrificed 6 of his sons. He and his wife have been in prison since 2015. And what are we doing? Need I remind you what happened to Sayyid Baqir al-Sadr and his sister Amina Sadr? We have lost too many of our leaders. We cannot lose another precious gem like Sheikh Zakzaky. So what is our duty? Standing here in this heat for a few hours is not enough. Nothing is enough until he is free. We must work tirelessly through social media, protests, calling the Nigerian embassy, and using whatever means necessary to achieve our goal. Our goal is simple. We demand Sheikh Zakzaky be released along with his wife and be given the medical care and attention he needs. Pretty simple. I want you to think on this. No matter what you claim yourself to be it Sunni or Shia, you are not following Rasulullah if you are not speaking up for Sheikh Zakzaky. It's pathetic to think that your salah and your du'as are enough. Rasulullah says, he who wakes up in the morning and does not think about and have concerns over the affairs of the Muslims is not If you wake up and don't even think about the Muslims, then you're not even Muslim.
I can't hear you. Free! Keep your hands up to the sky. Free! Zakzaky! 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 Zakzaky!
Because